What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Full Circle. I'm Harmon Jr. You can find me at Harmon Jr. on Twitter, Instagram, and all social media handles.
And I'm Fradette. You can find me at all the same social media handles, but at Toon Velo. We have a great show for you today. We'll be discussing crazy rumors from your childhood that may or may not be true.
We'll be discussing a new Steven Universe episode, Legs from Here to Homeworld, and our theories about that.
But first, we'll be starting with controversies that have been plaguing the entertainment industry. Probably a name that's on everybody's mind in every home now is James Gunn.
Yes, if you don't know who James Gunn is, he is the director famed for directing
Guardians of
the
the
Galaxy Volume 1 and Volume 2, and was directing Volume 3 until
social media trolls dug up horrible tweets from his past.
So, before we go on any further, let's get this clear. We do not condone what he said. We do not condone what he did.
We are not excusing his actions. I'm not even going to argue for Disney to hire him back.
Yes, just, you can look up what he said, but just, if you can know, he was making fun of rape and pedophilia, and that's really all I can say about it. That's just really the most of it. So, yes, it was a horrible thing done, about 10 years ago on his Twitter account?
10 years ago, yeah.
10 years ago.
And so, even though we're not advocating for him, a lot of people have now spoken out for him, saying that he's a changed man. And so the big concern, I think, is if people are changing, it's a legitimate change. I don't know the guy. He didn't come to my last Halloween party, so I guess I'm snubbed there. But, what does it say about people who were terrible? Because I've said a lot of terrible things when I was a teenager.
Yeah, so I'm going to be as frank as I can here. I don't agree with the decision, though I understand why it happened. He did those things, and yes, but like Jared said, if I did something when I was 16, should it affect my job as a 33-year-old with a professional career? He wasn't working for Disney, nor is he, I don't know if he was a famous movie director yet at that point.
He'd done a lot of, I think, his horror movies, things that's like, oh, the horror movie guy likes blood and gore. That makes sense.
Yeah, so basically he did this before he was any type of this level famous, and definitely, not making this kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the real kicker for this situation is people dug this up with the intent to hurt.
Right.
This wasn't stumbled upon. This wasn't easily accessible. People from 4chan literally dug through archives of anything he made, finding something, and eventually they struck gold. The old saying, if you're looking for something, you'll eventually find it.
Yeah, totally.
Brought it to the forefront. Now, he did apologize. He did say he's changed. And I understand the argument. One, we don't know if he's sincere about that apology, because, of course, you're going to apologize. You kind of have to.
Right.
Two, we don't know if he's changed. He could honestly be a worse person, same or better. We don't know.
He's just gotten better at hiding those things because he was aware of his position.
He was in the spotlight. But the fact remains, those things happened before he was in the position that he was in currently.
Mm-hmm.
So should he be reprimanded? Should he take actions? Yes, but should he have lost his job? That's I say no, but even though I say no, that's still not an easy decision, because a case can be made for a great reason why he should have, and that was the correct decision. I will not argue those facts.
Right. I don't know. The big concern is kind of like I started saying at the beginning, if you are, it discourages people trying to actually improve. So, if you got arrested for petty theft when you were 15, when you were 20, well, I have a record now. Might as well just, break out the Breaking Bad chemistry set and go all the way down, because, if you get knocked down a peg and you can never come back up, that's a sad way to live.
Yeah, my thing that's concerning, because me and you could be in that position one day, and let's say someone finds my MySpace account, which I personally have not seen in years.
My emo raven XXX, my welcome to my twisted mind MySpace.
Yeah, to date ourselves a little bit, we were in, we might have been in middle school. Yeah, we were in middle school when MySpace came out. Middle school Odell had no ambitions or idea where I would be now, and definitely will have no idea where I'll be 30, 35, 40. So someone goes to my MySpace page, and I was like, ponies are stupid, and now I work for Ponies Are America.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Should I be fired? Granted, I know I'm really dumbing down the situation, but these are real concerns that people have. And should someone have to go and basically, I don't know, napalm bomb everything they've done from birth until now once they, make it?
Right. It's like, I guess kind of what it comes back to in my mind is, like you said, beyond all the part of like, is he a good person or not? This was a targeted effort by a select group of people from like 4chan, and now they've turned their sights on Dan Harmon, creator most notably of Community and Rick and Morty. And anybody who's seen Rick and Morty is probably not shocked that Dan Harmon can kind of have a dark mind, and so
yes, again, so this is a little. James Gunn is huge, and this is huge, but I feel like this one's per me is a little silly because if you look at his work. It's already dark, twisted humor. Mm-hmm. Like Rick and Morty, it doesn't push the line in like a Family Guy sense. It pushes it more on like a philosophical, really asking question sense. But like if you ignore those questions and just look at what's going on screen, it's pretty downright disturbing most of the times.
Right. No, exactly. And so this I'll say, apparently there was a video so Cartoon Network has something called Comedy 101 where animators and people trying to get into the industry can submit little clip shows. Like that's exactly how Rick and Morty started. It was a parody of Back to the Future, and it was originally called Doc and Morty. But that's obviously too close, so it got changed a bit. So one of the skits that he submitted was supposed to be a parody of Dexter. Instead of going around killing serial killers, he went around killing babies. Yeah, it's kind of dark, but again, better than what James Gunn wrote.
Yeah, and killing babies is bad. We at Full Circle do not condone or endorse any killing of any babies. Real or fictitious?
Which, I don't know if I said this. It is a fictitious baby that he killed. He did not kill a live baby on screen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But we've all watched Family Guy, and we've all watched adult cartoons. And they're not tasteful. Mm-mm. They're not tactful. Mm-mm. Most of the times they do it just for the sake of doing it. So criticizing someone who's in that line of cartoon making or art form for basically, we called the kettle black and then punished it for it.
Exactly. And yeah, that's just not fair.
So, he's no longer on Twitter, correct? Yeah.
Right. So his response, he did the obligatory apologizing, which everyone just does and should do, and then deleted his Twitter. Yeah.
So his penance was he's off of Twitter now. He's not gonna make any tweets. He's gonna use that time to unplug from social media and make himself a better person. And his situation is more or less he's just doing what's required. He still has his job and everything. And again, I ask the question to you, the viewers, where do you draw the line?
Right. And speaking of someone, quote unquote, just doing their job, another person that's been in the news is Butch Hartman. So you might not know his name, but you know who he is. He's Fairly Odd Parents. He is Danny Phantom. Every cartoon that looks like that animation style.
All the shows you really love from Nickelodeon that wasn't SpongeBob?
Him.
Pretty much, more or less.
Right. So he's in controversy for a few things. Probably most offensive to some people is that he did this huge Kickstarter trying to create a new production company, Oaxis, which is supposed to rival Netflix and all the other streaming services. He raises it, it's a successful Kickstarter, and then he says, by the way, this will be for my hardcore Christian fans, and it's like VeggieTales on steroids. Which, sure, fine, start a Christian streaming service. I'm sure that would actually do pretty well. But would the people have donated to him knowing that this was purely for Christian things?
Yeah, so for this one, like the first two, I don't know. No, actually, unlike the first two, Butch Hartman was horrible for this. He clearly misled people. If you go to his Kickstarter...
Very Christian-like.
Ooh, that's... This is a show about geek culture.
Right, this is not an attack on Christianity. We have not said our personal religious beliefs.
So, unlike the other two, this was something intentional. Mm-hmm. Current, first of all, mm-hmm. as in now. He basically said he was gonna make a new Fairly Odd porn.
Definitely not that. He was gonna make a new series like Fairly Odd Parents.
Or Danny Phantom. That would have been some real controversy.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's why he's in the news these days. I see.
And he was gonna create some type of streaming service where, I guess he was alluding that he would have his old works, including his shows from Nickelodeon with some new shows, some new projects that he's working on. He recently got hired by Cartoon Network, so maybe people thought he was gonna bring some that there. I mean, everyone's getting the streaming services. He basically hoodwinked them. And beyond that, not saying he's been going off the rails lately, but according to sources, he's been getting a little edgy, a little aggressive. There we go. Aggressive with some of his coworkers. I.e., I'll let you take that one.
Well, this is on film. We can all watch it. I watch it. So he was doing an interview with Tara Strong, whom, if you don't know, is the most beloved children's voice actor of our age. If not beloved, certainly most well-known.
She's voiced every character from Bubbles the Powerpuff Girls to Ben 10 to...
She's Raven and Starfire.
She's literally...
She is Timmy Turner.
She's Timmy Turner.
But, I was going to say, but Butch Hartman in this video accused her... Because she's actually not the first Timmy Turner. Mary Kay Bergman was the first Timmy Turner, but sadly, she committed suicide. So in this video, Butch Hartman blames Tara Strong for her committing her suicide.
Which she had nothing to do with, by the way. In case you're wondering what, she literally had nothing.
He just frying pan Tara Strong to the face, and you can watch the video. She just kind of blank stares in the back, like, what do you say to that when someone accuses you of this tragedy?
Yeah, and... He's also gone on record many times. Jared, I believe you were correct when you say he has that very back in the day-ism. Where, back in his day, there was no such thing as depression. And back in his day, people knew when to shut up. And back in his day, borderline, things were simpler. As in, we had separations of people and women knew their place.
The good old days with quinine and martinis. And, if my gal was looking a little bit too pudgy, I just give her smokes.
Yeah. Granted, he didn't say those things verbatim, but
it's
heavy allusions.
Right, it's an attitude that gets carried forward. Ugh. But these is all some pretty heavy controversies. What about some more inspiring, juicy conspiracies?
Ooh, juicy conspiracies, you say? Well, for those who don't know, Steven Universe just unveiled its new episode.
From Legs from Here to Homeworld.
Yeah, which ironically has yet to air on Cartoon Network, but we've all seen it. It premiered at Comic-Con.
I think so.
And then
it's on Daily Motion, YouTube TV.
It's on Facebook. Someone put it on Facebook and people been watching theirs on YouTube TV. Good old-fashioned piracy sites.
Yar har.
So we've all more or less seen the special. And for those who don't know, Steven Universe follows the story of Steven, who...
he's a young boy who tries to discover his powers by eating ice cream.
Remember that? Cat.
Cookie Cat.
He's
a pet for your tummy. Cookie Cat. He's super duper yummy. Cookie Cat.
Normally, I enjoy a good musical here on Full Circle, and I will join in at any given time. This is not one of those times, people. For all those times, think, will Dale ever stop singing? Will he ever shut up? You got your wish. I hate that song.
Aw. Anyhow, but if you recall, that's where the pilot... Actually, not the pilot. That's where the first episode was.
The pilot was ghastly.
They looked drawn uncomfortably. They looked like... The cartoon characters looked in pain existing.
I'm usually not a fan of our friends across the ponds, dialect in terms for things. I prefer our American one, but ghastly is that...
Ghastly.
I can't say it right. Thank you, Jared. But it was bad.
Right. So it starts out there, but the whole series follows Steven in his quest with his magical powers and the Crystal Gems, who are sentient rock people. And so in the latest episodes, we discover that Pink Diamond was Rose Quartz all along, and since we all know that Rose Quartz is now Steven Universe, Steven is actually Pink Diamond.
Yeah, and if you kept with the episode, you understand there's a hierarchy. There's 4 diamonds, with White Diamond being at the top. She is the, queen of all the gems. Mm-hmm. And we've met Blue and Yellow Diamond over the course of the show, and we knew Pink Diamond. We thought Pink Diamond was dead. Turns out she wasn't. She's been the main character all along. But we finally reached the climax of meeting White Diamond, seeing White Diamond, and just a lot of things were answered over the course of the episode. And of course, when you answer a lot of questions, you create more questions.
So let's kind of break this down in the order of what happened in the episode.
All right.
So following through, we can, apparently it's possible to reverse the corruption of the gems if all 4 diamonds come to Earth and use their powers.
Well, we don't know if all 4, but it alludes to that.
Well, no, both Blue and Yellow think they can do it with White Diamond's help.
You're right.
Right.
I was wondering, with White Diamond help, or could White Diamond just do it by herself?
More questions, you say.
Yeah.
Okay, so then moving along.
So we know that corrupted gems can possibly fix. Not for sure, but we're comfortable about it.
Mm-hmm.
moving on. So further in the episode, they all pack up. They get to go on a diplomatic mission to Homeworld, in which Greg, Steven, father asks Garnet, "Are y'all gonna be okay?" And she responds, "Steven will be okay."
Right. Garnet, with her infinite Doctor Strange future vision, saw 14 billion versions, and the only constant was Steven's okay.
And Rebecca Sugar, the creator of the show, is really clever, really soft with her foreshadowing. You know, it's her hints. You know, they're there, but you really have to be looking for. So for something to be so apparent, just a broad, in-your-face foreshadowing, just really is like, if she's foreshadowing that easily, how bad is it going to be?
Right. So we get on the ship. We take a running leap off very elegantly.
Quite literally.
And we approach Homeworld, to which Yellow and Blue concernedly mention that White Diamond hasn't left in centuries. And then we pan to Pearl and Garnet, who gasp at the sight of Homeworld. The camera then pans and looks at Homeworld, and it's fractured. Which, everybody who's seen It Could Have Been Great, which was the Earth colony's master plan, showed Earth completely hollowed out. Homeworld, however, is fractured and split, which leads me to my first thing. I think White Diamond being confined or trapped or otherwise unable to leave Homeworld is somehow damaging Homeworld.
I, on the other hand, think because if you remember the image that Jared's talking about, there were chunks of Earth just missing, like besides it being hollow. And that's apparent on Homeworld as well. But I think since there's been literally hundreds of thousands of gems made there, that could just honestly be, you know, a side effect of that. But like Jared said, all of the plants still appear to be intact. Where this one looks clearly fractured, either maliciously from a battle. So I can understand that. But it could just be as simple as after eons of mining your planet for every possible resource, it split.
Fair enough.
So it could be a big thing, I feel like, but it has an equal chance of just being that simple fact.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
They're just concerned, and Garnet and Pearl are just shocked to see Homeworld again, period. Right. So then we go and land, and we receive a warm reception from all the gems of Homeworld. Welcome back, our diamonds. Apparently news has reached... we land in Pink Diamond ship. It's clearly Pink Diamond has returned, along with Yellow and Blue. And then, they're like, okay, we have to make a plan. And before they can make a plan, White Diamond's Pearl shows up. So my immediate note here is that both Yellow and Blue seem terrified of this lowly Pearl. The lowest of lows in gem hierarchy.
They are literally servants. They are made to be servants.
Right. But additionally, I'll point this out. That Pearl is not voiced by Didi Mangango. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Right. All the voice actors voice all the same voices for all the same gem types. Didi does all the Pearls, except for this Pearl, who is the same voice actor as White Diamond. But we'll get more to that a little bit later, because I think you wanted to talk about...
Well, about that, so normally I would just brush this off as, that's just what she looks like, that's just what she sounds like. But Rebecca Sugar is honestly just much more clever than that, so I'm pretty sure this has meaning. The common theory is that, the Pearl that we know from the Crystal Gems used to be White Diamond's Pearl, and White Diamond's Pearl used to be Pink Diamond because one of the gem placements.
Right, they're reversed.
And Pearl isn't pink and white, she's actually white. So there's meaning theories to support this. I normally think, I honestly think that maybe this just is. Again, if it wasn't Rebecca Sugar, I would write it off, but it's her, so I can't. But I will say, where I disagree with the theories, it may again just be a case of they switch pearls, and it may not have, like White Diamond just said, here Pink, have this pearl because she served me and she understands what's going on since this is your first colony. Mm-hmm. I give you this pearl so she can, make sure everything goes right. And oh god,
that's how she was keeping tabs the whole time. Our Pearl has been reporting back to White Diamond the whole time.
I like how
it dawned on us both at the same. Right,
I'm talking in the. This is a full circle exclusive. We have cracked the code.
Right, we'll move forward with this, right? Because when Steven goes to see White Diamond, she's not surprised at all. She's like, "Oh, there you are, Pink. I'm so glad you're home. Did you get your little tantrum out of the way? Did you have fun? Good."
So I know this is counterintuitive to your theory, but yes, I believe that White Diamond was aware of the situation the whole time. Only because if she truly believed her to be dead, you do not say that to someone when they come back home to be dead. You don't go, you're like, oh my God, you're here. She was just like, welcome. She goes, did you have fun? Did you get it all out of your system? Last time I checked, you can't get dead out of your system.
Well, it's not contrary to the things I have. So I kind of have like a running series of theories. One is that she is somehow tied into all gym tech. And so if you looked at the way White Diamond's pearl moved, it's incredibly similar to how all the AIs moved in Rose's room. Yeah. So if Rose were to use her room in the temple, White Diamond would be aware this is Pink Diamond using her room.
I'm still creeped out that White Diamond's pearl looks like Dream Connie.
Which is again more I think to support this theory that she can somehow tap in. I kind of think she has Neo from the Matrix-esque powers, right? She can read all gem technology. So first of all, I think in the corruption that was supposed to destroy all gems on Earth, Rose's shield bounced back and somehow damaged White Diamond. I know Odell disagrees, but I will keep going with this theory. It damaged her, and I think in a way it damaged her sight and or her capabilities. So she is blind except for being able to see literal gems and gem technology. Because again, she is unfazed by Steven's appearance. So she just sees a literal diamond come to her.
I mean, it also backs up my theory of her being unfazed that she just knew this situation. If she didn't know the situation from beginning to end, she knows more than the diamonds knew, because the diamonds thought Pink were dead. The diamonds thought Pink was dead. Mm-hmm. She knew they were coming to Earth because, as far as I know, the diamonds didn't report Homeworld. The diamonds didn't report they were coming to Homeworld. But there was a giant reception of all the gems, or what I assume to be all the gems there for them.
Right.
So she either just has, omnipotent knowledge of the universe. Mm-hmm. Pearl, the new thing was just giving tabs the whole time. Because, Pearl's a little... I wouldn't be surprised.
She hides things. That sneaky little Pearl.
Oh, man. Before we go on more theories, I just want to say that I love White Diamond's voice. I love how she looks. I love that she wears high heels with, literally diamond-encrusted high heels.
See, okay, I'll say something else here. I think the only actual body part of White Diamond is her head. I think the rest of what we're seeing is a robot or a spaceship.
Or a statue.
Or a statue, right? Much like Pink Diamond's leg ships and Yellow and Blue's arm ships.
I mean, she's in the ship.
Yeah, so it's in her. That's how big White Diamond is. So I told Odell this off camera. I think so. If you look into astronomy, white dwarf stars are made of nothing but solid diamond. So I think, and this would make her, like Pearl said way earlier in the episode, she's nothing like any other gem. She's not even like other diamonds. I think she is literally, as she addresses Pink, Starlight. I think she is a star, and the only way she
did call her Starlight. I was wondering what's up with that. That might lose something as well.
Which would feed back to my initial premise that she's breaking Homeworld because her sheer gravity is having gravitational waves destroy the. Just imagine a star being that close to a planet. It's gonna wreak havoc.
You're right.
And the gems aren't affected because they can change their body weight based on. They can change their gravity.
Oh man, we're cooking with grease here.
There you go.
So those are our theories about the new Steven Universe episode. But talking about theories, you remember those things as kids, rumors you would hear in the hallway? And I'm talking about elementary school level. And I'm also talking about pre-internet. So we're talking about old-fashioned rumors. Don't know where they started. Don't know how they got there. So I was talking to Jared, and I can't believe, you remember, those things when you were a kid? Uh-huh. The rumors that you hear that you couldn't disprove or prove.
You're like, that sounds, you just shook your, you shook your pencils at I can't disprove you, but.
Yeah. So a lot of things you hear are crazy and untrue, but what's even insane are the things that turn out to be true. Mm. For example, I was in 5th grade at Purple Sage Elementary. For those who are creepy and decide to look that up.
Good luck, he's no longer there.
Yeah. But... Or, wait, no. This might be a 4th grade. I might have been in Green Valley.
Okay.
Oh, God, I'm just giving them a try. They're going to triangulate.
Also, my tax forms come to this address, and...
So the point was, this was when Gold and Silver was out. Some of the best Pokemon games ever made. Mm-hmm. To this day, we'll argue that with anyone. And the rumor was that you could clone Pokemon. But not only clone Pokemon, clone the item that they were holding. So you could clone Master Balls. Which in this game, 3 of the legendaries, Entei, Suicune, and Riku.
Mm-hmm.
They ran around and it was really hard to catch them. If you had to match the ball, you didn't have to chase them, just threw it at them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, oh, it'd be cool to have like 4 to 5, 10 Master Balls or clone Pokemon, but you can't do it. And remember, this is pre-internet.
Right. It's
Or
all
not
just...
not pre-internet, but definitely pre-home computer, Time Warner Cable.
Right. You couldn't just go on to, I'll just name the big names, right? IGN or Game Informer and be like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
Tell me, how do I clone my Pokemon and cheat the game?
Yeah, hell, Google didn't exist back then, but I don't think.
Ask Jeeves, Yahoo.
Yeah, none of that.
Hot Mama.
Like, I think You Got Mail was just becoming a thing.
Woo!
So, and it turned out to be true. And the process was not easy. You had to put a Pokemon in a certain slot. You had to pass a certain point in the game. You had to save, switch box, turn off at the right time, turn back on.
And if you did it wrong, like I did, you lose your Pokemon.
Yeah, they're just gone to the far winds.
I lost my Venusaur.
Oh.
I know.
I'm sorry. So yeah, this glitch worked. And it was, like I said, convoluted. But yet, how are you in 4th grade? Like 8, 9, 10 maybe?
Oh, like 8 or more like 8.
Yeah, so 8-year-olds, and this went around the country. So
like, right, we happened to go to karate together, but they happened to go to like painting together, and they all went to summer camp together, and you just keep disseminating the information.
Yeah, I was in my tree house in a little, can tied to string ring.
Odell's tree house. Odell speaking.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you out there have heard rumors. You can, from your childhood, if you're a newer viewer, you just had the internet, so sucks for you. But back in the olden days, and what was probably worse is when people would have rumors that were false, but you couldn't disprove them because there was no internet.
Which was rumor I was perpetually told. So after the Indigo leak happened for Pokemon, the new series hadn't started yet. Johto hadn't started yet. Orange Islands hadn't started yet. So I'm like, what's going on? What happened? Like, did Ash win? The answer is never.
Again, you can't look up when the new season starts.
Right. So I suddenly sweeping throughout my elementary school was like, oh yeah, Ash just goes up and does whatever. He becomes Pokemon Master. But Jessie marries Jessie marries Brock, and James marries Misty. I'm like, what? What? That makes no sense whatsoever. And I was like, no, it's true. It's absolutely true. And like, of course you don't believe them, so you just ask somebody else. But no, they tell you the same thing, and you're like, I don't like this. This makes very little sense. But as you know now, all the way here in Alola, that's definitely not true. And Ash has definitely never won or gotten close to being a master.
So, another counterpart to that, rumors that no one knows. So, one of the biggest mysteries at my elementary school was at Mario 64, if you collect all 120 stars, a cannon appears, and I guess, we all just suck because we're kids, and that was just really too hard to do. A cannon appears, and you shoot to the top of the castle, where you find Yoshi, who gives you 100 lives. And then he runs off, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone in my circle, everyone in my school, had yet to do that. So everyone just made wild rumors. So the rumor was, oh, when you do this, magic happens. But everyone kind of agreed on that there's a cannon outside that's locked. The only way to unlock it is get all the stars. So that's true, and we all believe that to be true. Now, where the rumor started is what happens when you get in that cannon and what happens when you get to the top of the castle. Some people were close. The closest rumor was Yoshi's up there, you get to ride him. That's half true.
It's pretty close.
Other things were like, oh, that's where Princess Peach is. You get to see her. Mm-hmm. There's an extra level. You can jump in the giant painting at the top.
I think I was told it's a useless cannon. Like, it just shoots you to the other side for, like, fast travel.
Oh, that would just suck.
I know. Which discouraged me from, like, oh, well, no point in collecting all the stars.
So, the rumor mill just kept chugging out, and everyone's trying to up the ante about what crazy things up there. Eventually, I had a copy of the game that, some older kid beat, I assume. And I went up there, and I found out it was just Yoshi 100 lives. So I added to the rumor mill by telling the truth, and people were like, no, that's stupid. And I couldn't film it with my smartphone and be like, look here. I couldn't pull up a YouTube video and be like, look here. I sure as hell couldn't bring the kid over to my house and be like, look here.
Odell, why are there 50 children in my house? You see, Mom, I have to prove a point.
So that was crazy. And what's even crazier is rumors that people hope to be true, and then years later, we found out them to be true.
Those are good.
So I kid you not. Remember Super Smash Brothers?
Of course, the best game in all of creation.
Yeah, remember Super Smash Brothers Melee?
Ooh, we're going back in time here.
The best game, and since,
Since Ocarina of Time.
yeah, probably. So people used to always say, you can play as the Master Hand. And, no one actually believed it. It was just kind of like, we wish it to be true. So Smash Bros. Came out in 2001. In 2008, I believe, might be 7, but I want to say 8. Damn near almost a decade after the game came out, a user whose name I do not know.
We will source them later.
He put on the internet that, hey, guess what? You can play as the Master Hand if you put the controller in socket 3, don't select the character, double tap A to start B, X, Y, blah, 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 blah. I don't know the process. You can YouTube it. We'll put the link in the video. So you can play as the Master Hand. It's some special Melee.
It's crazy. I was exactly today's age old when I learned that.
Yeah, so you can play as the Master Hand fully, not like a crappy, like, full on. And there's a technical reason, and no, they did not intend this to happen. Yeah, this guy figured it out in apparently like half an hour just by dicking around and
just bored of the game, and let's just try combinations thing. I imagine he was probably going off of the 64 version of like if you half press A, you can like clip through the map and like start flying around. So I imagine he was kind of starting to do things like that.
Yeah. So I ask you, leave comment, please let us know what are some of the crazy rumors from your childhood that you heard, and even crazier, which are the ones that turn out to be true, because that is insane.
Right. So thanks for joining us for yet another show. I'm Joe Fradette at Toon Velo.
I'm Odo Harmon Jr. at Odo Harmon Jr.
So once again, we discussed crazy rumors that mostly turned out to be true.
We talked about our theories from Legs from Here to Homeworld from the latest Steven Universe episode.
And we discussed our opinions on controversies hitting entertainment today.
So please remember to follow us at FC Podcast 23 on Twitter and Instagram, and y'all have a great week.